Yo, salute. Yo, yo, nothing wants to work today. Now you can't see my ugly face, bro. Are you kidding me? Yo, son, this has to be. Oh, OBS is. I'm getting a headache, bro. Can you guys hear me? Suit everybody out in the chat. Now I gotta fix my camera, which for all of a sudden doesn't want to work. You gotta be freaking kidding me, man. You have to be freaking kidding me. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm looking. Yo, son. Yo, son. God is telling me something, man. That I shouldn't be having a stream today. You gotta be freaking kidding me. So why does my camera show up here, but not here? It's the same. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, guys. Just give me 2 seconds. This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Hold up. Now it's working. Oh man. Guys, I apologize. Technical difficulties literally with my sound. I end the stream. I do nothing. And all you hear is clink to say like it's connect or something. Yo, son. Yo. Come on, son. Like what type of stress is this? Haven't touched my OBS or nothing. Haven't touched it in weeks. And yet all the wait, what the freak? Yo, what is? Oh, my life is in pain. Hold up, guys. Now the thumbnail is using my old thumbnail when I set it up as the new Yo, what's up with today, man? What is up with today? Give me 2 seconds. I use the same settings I have from before. Now it's acting funny style. I apologize, guys. This is freaking getting me pissed. Now it should work, or now it should be showing the right thumbnail. You said take your calm down, take your time. Nah, bro, this is wild, bro. I haven't done anything to this computer for it to be changing settings, not connecting the freaking sound, messing up ish. Like, come on, dogs. What the hell's going on? But anyway, oh man, appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate all the support. Guys, hit me up like where you at. Look, I've been busy for the past 3 weeks. Had sector reviews last week. Please don't tell me my camera's not showing up now. Alright, it's showing up. Had sector reviews last week. Had to prepare for that for several weeks. And now my Ethernet is out. Ah, I want to punch this. Ah, give me 2 seconds, man. 2 seconds, bruh. And hold up. It's not even on the right screen. Yo, this life is annoying for no reason. For no freaking reason. Oh, I had everything. Yo, I had everything set up, and just everything's out of whack, bro. I appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, man, I had work. Sector reviews last week. All companies are issuing a bet because of inflation. A bunch of updates I had this week and last week. Again, y'all already know my job. I don't want to belabor the point. I appreciate you guys being here. Suits each and every one of you guys, man. I even got my freaking my Celsius to stay up tonight, man. To everybody, man. I appreciate you guys. But let's get to this, man. So the New York Knicks, according to Vegas, the Knicks are kind of getting the rough end of the stick this year, according to is it DraftKings, DraftKings.com. They got the Knicks not pegged too high for the season, despite getting Jalen Brunson, guys like Isaiah Hartenstein. Doesn't seem as if Vegas is really high in this team, and of course I can't find the damn what's the name I had. This is just today's my favorite day, man. Hold up, let me. Of course, nope, don't need that. Hold up, guys. Yo, what the? yo, son. Now my camera just went up. You know what? This is gonna be the most bootleg stream of all time, bro. As I have to change the freaking the what's it? My camera. Yo, son. What is good with today, son? You good? Friday, you good, bro? My man Zach Wilson just got injured. What was it the first play of the freaking drive? This dude gets injured. Like, son, what is... Yo, today is demonic, son. You gotta pray for today, son. Hold on. This is some garbage. I can't even do a normal stream, son. Of course, why would that work? Just give me 2 seconds as I change the battery. This is crazy. Gotta change the battery, and it's connected to the internet, yet it can't stay on. Give me 2 seconds. This is just freaking terrible. Anybody watching is like, oh man, I heard this guy Legion of Knicks. Let me go check out his channel. And all this trash is happening. All this trash is happening. How you guys doing, man? As I change the battery, please, hopefully battery lasts me for an hour. I don't even want this to be a long show. I want you guys to enjoy your Fridays, man. But I had to do a stream. Okay. What the come on, son. Oh, why me, son? Let's get to the freaking streaming option. All right. You should be good. Hold up. Is the battery dead on this one? How did battery die? Oh, anyway. I don't even know how the battery died on my last one. I haven't even been using the freaking what's it? All right. Let me see. All right. Of course, my camera's all whacked out. Look at that. The pain. So much pain in my life. Saigon. Suit to Saigon. That's an underrated rapper, man. I mess with Saigon. Alright, whatever. But I gotta sit like this for it to be kosher now. Alright. Oh my gosh, son. Today is terrible. I appreciate you guys, man. Julian Trans, salute. Kerry Cox, C-Max, salute. SM Niners Sports Nation, salute. San Fran, yo, 49ers ain't going nowhere this season. Say, haven't seen Gmo since the Bush administration. Yo, that is hilarious, man. I've been so busy, man. Hopefully, this is like the peak of busy season, but it has been bad, man, in terms of just work-wise, like, in terms of time and stuff. I wanted to have a what's the name 2 weeks ago, like, it's just miserable. It's miserable. Vegas. So anyway, the Knicks, according to Vegas, DraftKings came out with their projections for the Knicks this year, and it's not looking so kosher for the Knicks, man. We won 37 games last year. They only guys had 39.5 games, 2.5 games better than last year, despite getting Jalen Brunson, Isaiah Hartenstein, R.J. Barrett, and Randall. You're hoping for them to return back to a level, some type of modicum of success they had from the year prior. Guys like Derrick Rose coming back, the growth of IQ, Grimes' contributions, and I think Grimes should be starting over freaking Evan Fournier, but we'll get to that, man. But yeah, I have us at 39.5. Now, granted, I'm not a bookmaker. I bet for fun. So if you want to bet, do not take my advice. I am not a bookie. I don't have that type of knowledge, man. But it's really interesting to see that they are relatively low in the Knicks. And when you look at this list, according to DraftKings, that they have the Boston Celtics who went to the finals at 54.5. Does anyone? I like Jason Tatum a lot. I think he could be that guy. But for some reason, I just kind of feel like that finals last year, I want to say it was flukish, because it wasn't. I'm just not sure if I see him in the finals again next season. They don't seem like that dominant team. It just seems like everything kind of got hot for them at the end. Well, not that. Excuse me. When they lost to the Knicks with the R.J. Barrett shot, and they went this crazy hot streak. Obviously, they ran into the Warriors in the finals, but I don't know. I just don't see them being that team. I see the Milwaukee Bucks get back now. Vegas has that 52.5. Suns at 52.5 wins as well. Clippers at 52.5. But then it's like you're saying that Kawhi Leonard's going to come back healthy. Like I would say 100%, maybe 80% healthy. And he's going to help carry that team. Same thing with Paul George. Like, I don't know about the Clippers, bro. Golden State Warriors, I get WC back up there. Denver Nuggets at 49.5 wins. I like the addition of KCP. I think they lose a little bit of size with your man Will Barton. But I do like Nashawn Highland. Everybody knows that's my son, Nashawn Bones Highland. Big brother Nashawn. Memphis Grizzlies at 49.5. I think that's a sleeper team. I know people may not like John Morant because of dances and whatnot, but I think, and I know they won that they were, what was it, like 8-1 or whatever when John went down. But I still like John Morant's. I like his growth on offense for that team. I just saw some things in the playoff that gave me confidence. Not great. They ran into the Warriors, but and they had that. What was it? Was it game? So game 4 or game 5? They mollywopped the freaking Warriors for like 40, 50 points, some stupidness like that. But the Warriors are the Warriors. It's tough. I mean, John Morant. I like Triple J. I like Desmond Bain. That's my son. Dylan Brooks a little bit of head case. Zaire Williams is, for what they asked him to do, he's alright. I think I never liked him from Stanford, but as like an outside shooter slasher type that could play as like the fourth guy on the floor when he's out there, he's cool. He's solid. I like their front court. I like the JJ. I like what's his boy's name? I like Brandon Clark. They got some solid players on the team. I just wonder if are they gonna make that trade? And obviously Kyle Anderson is gone. But I wonder if they're ever gonna make that trade for that play to take them over the top. Because they could probably use a legit answer at that 3 position. I just wonder who the hell that guy would be. But we'll see. But yeah, some of these teams, they got the Heat at 48.5. But they really don't like the Knicks, man. Knicks got 39.5 wins, only 2 more better than last year. So we're gonna talk about why I think that the Knicks should at least be 41, 42 wins. At least. I just think that, and granted, it's Vegas. I'm not gonna act like I'm a Vegas guy, but so to everybody in the chat, man, D Block, Celtics, Justin L, my brother, man. Yes, I'm gonna get back to you. I have some time today. I will send you either tonight or tomorrow. I already took the pictures, pictures of this hat, so I'm gonna send that over to you. For you to do your thing. Hopefully things work out. So to everybody in the chat, Kerry Cox, OG. Let me see. And see, Matt, and I gotta get back to the freaking Discord, man. I gotta put more stuff in the Discord. Be talking a lot more about prospects. I'm trying to have it. If I could freaking have a damn proper schedule. Have it where I talk about the Knicks one day and then talk about prospects. Some interesting prospects. I want y'all to see my son, AJ Johnson, out there. Killing. I just looked up this kid from Spain, supposed to be one of the top prospects. Baba Miller is another guy I got to do some more homework on. Matus Bazelis is another one. Big passing. What is he? How big is he? He's supposed to be like a passing. I'm not even sure. No, he might be like 6'7". 6'8". But European prospect, supposed to be a really good passer, score, attacker. He said, Jets scored 4 points. I'm not even worried. I'm just worried about Zach Wilson. I have no idea what happened to Zach Wilson, but that's what I'm really scared about. So let's get to this, man. So yeah, the Knicks 39.5 wins this year. I'm a little bit. Look, let's get to the slide, man. So again, like I said, first year they had us at, what was it, 29? I can't even see, 21.5 wins. We surprised everybody. I guess you could say, look, I wouldn't sit here and say that I had us at 41 wins. I think obviously it was a great surprise season. I think with the Tom Thibodeau offense, they probably should have given us expected a higher floor at the very least. That we were going to be a defensive team at the very least. If everything else fails, and they gave us really no credit on that. And I can't blame them. New regime, new player. Oh, not new players, but drafting guys don't really have an identity on the team. So I get it, but they really hit us hard that first year. Now the second year they had us at 41.5 wins. It's like they still doubted the Knicks. Like, yeah, all right, you guys had that surprising season, but your offense is one of the worst in the league. You guys relied on Julius Randall and RJ to carry you. Some of these guys may not be believers in RJ Barrett, Randall. I think they probably like, come on, we know he ain't no all NBA second play. That's not his lane. So oh golly, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at Gardner Minshew just faked the Jets for first down. Anyway, so yeah, the 41.5 wins, and then we came out to 37 wins. Even though I could count on my hand a few games that we should have had. A few games we should have had. One of them being that Nets game where we let up a 28-point lead, where we took out IQ when he was the only guy cooking. I think he had 16, 18 points that game. And he's the only guy actually scoring. Go back to that fourth quarter. And we took him out, I think, for like Burks or something like that. Something dumb. And then, oh no, we took him out for Burks or something, and then we didn't put him back in until late. That was a bad coaching job by Tom Thibodeau. It made absolutely no sense for us to do what we did that game. Then there are several games like the two Magic games. You had that one Magic game where freaking Cole Anthony went off for like 29 points. Mo Wagner was bullying it. Like, who? Then we had another Magic game we lost where they were just crashing the boards, killing us. It was and by the way, in that first game you had Terrence Ross had like 22 points off the bench. You had that other game where we let up some dumb turnovers, bad turnovers late. You had your man Mo Bamba killing us on the boards. I think it was that game where it was like five guys, all five players, including Jalen Suggs, who struggled offensively last year. All five guys scored double digits. There are a bunch of games that we've had last year where it's like one or two tweaks here and there, and we win these games. And not to say that, look, and that happens every year, right? It happens every single freaking year, where it's one or two tweaks and you should be able to win a game. But I just feel like us not having a proper point guard, us having to force it through Julius Randall, us continue to play Julius Randall when he had his faux pas last year, us not really having a bench general like Derrick Rose after he went down, trying to figure out how to, on days his IQ facilitator, is he a scorer? He didn't really get his act together until that Nets game, and we're going to talk about it. I just feel there's so many factors that came into like why we struggled. Why we kind of came out that 37.5 or 37 win season last year. So, what the yo, why? God, you got to help me out, man. How are my batteries effing up? Yo, son. Oh my gosh. Lord Jesus, man. That was a new freaking battery. That was a new freaking bat. Oh. My Lord, God, help me out. Help me out, God. Alright, I'm gonna use this other battery. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Sony ZV-1, let me tell you guys, man. Sony ZV-1, I'm probably not going to get any advertisements from you anyway, so I don't really care, but you guys have one of the worst battery life for a freaking camera I've ever come across. I've charged all these batteries and they're just going out like it's nothing. Like, Sony ZV-1, get your freaking act together, man. This is disgusting. Yo, son, what the freak? I almost want to end the stream, so like, this is ridiculous, man. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta take the damn battery out again. This doesn't make any sense. I have to go to another. I have to use another camera next time, man. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Sorry, guys. Give me 2 seconds. As my Jets are getting mollywopped. This is ridiculous. Jets again, mollywop. No new news on Donovan Mitchell. Only bright spot on my Mets right now. Let's see. Can this thing actually... Let's see how much stupid battery this thing has. If it gets to the freaking menu. Okay, this has a full effing battery. This has a full effing battery. This better last me at least an hour while my other 2 batteries are charging that I charged before, man. Golly. The f***? Saying what the f***? I want to curse so badly, man. Oh, Jesus. I apologize for this, guys. God doesn't love me, man. This is crazy. All right, back at it again. Hopefully this lasts me. All right, so to everybody in the chat. All right, let's get to this, man. So again, a few things I'm gonna go over, man. So some things, reasons why I think we're gonna be better than 39.5 wins. We're gonna have an actual point guard, Jalen Brunson. Randall and Brunson 2-man game, I think, will come to fruition. And again, going back to the basics. Real quick with Randall. First, let me just get to the slide. Let me talk about actually having a legit point guard. Some of you haven't had. Look at some. Where's my freaking? Look at this crap. So Jalen Brunson's stats last year: 6.3 points, 3.5 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 50.2% from the field goal, 37% from 3. 84% from the stripe, 58.3% true shooting, which is slightly above average. But when you look at some of the guards we had, Elfrid Payton, Kemba Walker, Alec Burks. Now let me give Alec Burks his flowers. He says, "Where you at? Who's Mark? Who's Mark? If he's here." But some of the things like if you look at we had Elfrid Payton, a guy who literally all he could do was dump it off to Randall. Couldn't shoot, couldn't space out the floor. I think his 7 or 8 assists he had the year before were woefully overrated. Really had no winning impact on his team, despite the assists and whatever ability. Even though I think he was a decent defender, but none of that had no winning impact on his team. You never looked at Elfrid Payton and thought of him as this high-level facilitator. Just didn't work. And the same thing with Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker's knees were finito. And Kemba Walker's more of a scoring guard anyway, right? In terms of creating him and the Randall thing didn't work. Randall Harley set him screens and then Harley rolled to the basket. I think the pick and roll could have worked to some degree. Didn't work. Kemba Walker really didn't have that protection from Randall. I don't know what it was. I'm not going to sit and try to speculate anymore. But it made absolutely no sense for those guys to not have any chemistry on the court when Kemba was at least healthy, right? And Alec Burks is a combo guard. People want to get mad at Alec Burks. Look, he has limited court awareness because he's supposed to be a scoring guard. He was a 2 in Colorado, a 2. His game is not to sit there and facilitate and set up the offense. He's supposed to be a beneficiary from a point guard to pass him. Now you have a guy in Jalen Brunson. Now, let me put it on Jalen Brunson. He is also more of a scoring guard. But you saw when your man Luka Doncic was out. I think Jalen Brunson, did he average 20 points and 7.8 assists or something like that? Jalen Brunson games without Luka Doncic, 2022. I believe that was the case. He had 17 games without Luka Doncic. In the corner stat music, he averaged 20.4 points a game, 7.5 assists, 49.3% from the field, 35% from 3, 80% from the stripe. And I believe they went 8 and 9 or something like that. 17 games, I think he went 8 and 9 during that stretch. Played some tough games for the Suns twice, something like that. But again, even from him being more of a scoring guard, because he's so much more of a smarter guard than we've had in years prior, him be able to, again, abuse screens. I love how he attacks screens. It's always, he could play off the screen, play away from the screen, split the defenses if they want to double and hedge on him. In his pass, I think, I don't even say it's underrated, but compared to what we have, is going to be a significant boon to the pass, to the trash passes, or I don't say trash pass, but to the so-called pass, the linear, I don't want to say linear, but the closed-minded passing of guys like freaking Alec Burks, and I know he's a combo guard, guys like Elfrid Payton who just dump it off to Randall. Jalen Brunson's passing should open the floor immensely for the Knicks, who, again, a team that wants to expand three-point shooting this year. I believe you're like at least top 13. I believe in like three points attempted. I believe we were top 10 or 11 or something like that in three-point percentage. Again, a team that wants to expand from the outside. We picked up Evan Fournier, picked up Kemba Walker to expand shooting from the outside as well as off the dribble. Just didn't work. But, again, the Knicks are making concern and drafted guys like Grimes. Knicks are making a concerted effort to expand the floor. And Jalen Brunson, just from his play, just from his point guard play alone, be able to attract defenses, play the gravity player, just helps us out immensely. He's going to help R.J. Barrett, Cam, Grimes, Fournier, Obi Toppin, even Randall if he wants to play from the outside and play pick and roll with Mitchell Robinson. Again, another guy who can create off the dribble, hit from the mid-range. We've went over these stats before. I don't want to bore you guys with stats. I'm going to bore you a little bit, but you already know he's a very good mid-range shooter, very good off the dribble. Jalen Brunson's just an absolute beast. Now, the only thing I would say, he's playing away from Luka Doncic. And again, you're talking about a guy who's one of the best players in the league. I'm not sure I'm going to call him Hall of Fame. He's going to be a Hall of Fame probably. But, that type of talent, how does he play away from Luka? And people say, well, he had the 8-9 record. The numbers he had away from Luka Doncic was 20.7.5 assists. Again, a small sample size, right? And still, that team was still geared to do a lot. It's basically still geared to do a lot of what they want to do, right? Space the floor, play a lot of 5-out offenses. And so, I don't think so. Trying to space the floor themselves too, play a lot 4-4-1, play some 5-out at times. When Mitch Robinson is sitting, but it's a different animal, right? So we'll definitely see with Jalen Brunson. I just think that Vegas is not giving him any credit. And another thing too I want to put is that he's going to be able to put guys in their proper offensive roles. No longer do we have to have Randall the high post pinch or even from the wing trying to sit there and 4 guys just waiting there. Mitchell Robinson somewhere lurking, not 4 guys, but 3 guys lurking on the outside. Mitchell Robinson is trying to cut back and forth on the baseline. No longer do we have to do that. Set up guys in the proper offenses. Julius Randle and your man Jalen Brunson need to have a 2-man game. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense why Randall and RJ didn't have a 2-man game, despite the fact you have 2 physical players who like to slash to the basket. But there's absolutely no excuse why Randall and Jalen Brunson should not have a 2-man game. And let me say something real quick. Julius Randle needs to go back to what he did with the New Orleans Pelicans, which is the second best year in terms of attacking the basket, the second best year in terms of the pick and roll roller rolling to the basket, and one of his best years in terms of, like I said, ISO attacking the basket as well as finish at the rim. This is the second best year compared relative to his last year with the Lakers, where he shot like 69% from the 69% at the rim. And obviously, he had guys like Drew Holiday, had Lonzo Ball to kind of set him up a little bit better. But when you look at Randall's attempts near at the rim, just even starting out there, all that pretty boy trying to shoot from the outside, he needs to go back to being physical. When he was with the freaking New Orleans Pelicans, he shot 64.2% as a pick and roll roller, 52 for 81, which ranked in the 92nd percentile that year for pick and roll rollman. And he also shot 62.8% at the rim, which is good for the 87th percentile. And he has the highest frequency of shots at the rim at 56% of his total shots being at the rim. And that was only second to LA, where he had like 69% at the rim. But when you look at years after that, it drops precipitously. And that's hurt guys like RJ. It's hurt he's running with Evan Fournier. But Evan Fournier's no damn ball handler like that. He ain't no create off the dribble or the screens like that. So there's no excuse now for Julius Randle and Brunson to not have that 2-man game. There's no way that we're going to succeed if we don't have synergy between our point guard and our big who can actually run it. Now, granted, you kind of get hurt a little bit with Mitchell Robinson can't really space the floor. So you probably use him a lot. But there are a lot of things you can run. You can run a lot of pistol. Obviously, you run a lot of pistol with R.J. Barrett, Randall setting the screen, and then I can't even talk. I can't freaking talk. Freaking Randall setting the screens off the ball, and then Mitchell Robinson rolling to the basket. they've run a lot of pistol sets for RJ Barrett early on. Why do I have freaking phlegm? I'm not even sick. Golly, I can't talk. Excuse me. There's just absolutely no reason why Randall and Brunson should not have a two-man game. Go back to the old days of the New Orleans Pelicans. Make this a very physical game. Dumb the game down. You don't have to try to go back to what you had with the All-NBA season, because that's just not you. We know it. And eat off what Jalen Brunson does spacing-wise. You don't have to force shots anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to see Randall do the little triple threat for 5 seconds, 6 seconds, and then try to step back and shoot a contested three. Because his shimmy and his step back ain't that good. You know what I'm saying? So this should be a lot more impactful year in terms of Randall, Brunson, our two best players. I know people say RJ, but in many people's eyes, our two best players. And also another thing too, we don't have to sit up there and try to rotate to see whether Rose or Quickley could spot start here and there to see if things could work like we did in the playoffs. We had bum ass Elfrid Payton here, but this should be a lot. It should be a lot more set plan regarding our guards off the bench. We know what Derrick Rose is, and Derrick Rose needs to be traded. I like Derrick Rose. He's been great for us. That's a guy who needs to be traded. We have to move on for Derrick Rose and cash in. But as long as he's here, again, his production off the bench should be a lot better. It should be a lot more defined. Even though it was defined last year, it was defined the past 2 seasons. But I don't need to see Derrick Rose starting for the Knicks. Let him lead the second unit. Let him work for guys like IQ, Obi, Cam. And let IQ, again, work as that combo guard and hopefully be that guard that takes over for Derrick Rose once Derrick Rose is traded. And I don't mean that in a bad way. If you have to cash in on Derrick Rose. You know what I'm saying? I know Tom Thibodeau loves him. I just don't think this right now is a team. Can we sink into the playoffs? Yeah, but this is a team that IQ couldn't take over that guard position from the bench for Derrick Rose and grow to that role. You know what I'm saying? Does Derrick Rose get his 5, 6, 7 extra wins, especially at this age? I don't know. If a team is offering me a first, man, I'm looking to move on from Derrick Rose, but it is what it is. Let's move on. What the freak? Excuse me. I got phlegm. RJ Barrett, return of the Mac. My son RJ Barrett got to return to that feeling that we had that second year in that second half. Man, RJ Barrett was a part of Sniper Gang, shooting 41% from three that year. Last year he shot 34% from outside. Man, he struggled, man. I don't know what happened with RJ Barrett last year. People want to talk about spacing. Look, RJ Barrett's my son, but he got to show improve. I got phlegm. Excuse me. What the freak? This doesn't make any sense while I'm going through this. RJ Barrett got to show improvement. Now, last year we talked about acceleration, but RJ Barrett still struggled at the rim. This guy shot, 55% at the rim, despite being one of the better ones at getting it. Look, and people say he's one of the better ones at getting to the rim. There's a difference, though, because I think with RJ Barrett, he takes a lot of bad decisions when attacking the rim. There's a difference between you forcing shots at the rim versus you getting to the rim, beating somebody to the rim, and you have enough space to finish. And I think RJ is much more the former than the latter. Now, I do have some stats to point out regarding RJ Barrett when he's attacking the rim. So RJ Barrett, again, he's 6th in the league. 6th in the league in contested two-point shots. And everybody knows the majority of his two-point shots are at the rim. Slashing, attacking the basket, floaters at the rim. It's not a lot of mid-range shooting, obviously, right? He's 6th in the league. I think 1.7 contested with a defender 0 to 2 feet away from 1.7 of those shots a game, right? But you have other guys like who take more than him. Guys like Tatum, Giannis, Westbrook. And outside of Westbrook, those other guys you can say, okay, I get even Westbrook. You know, if he actually had his head on right, you know, he has a speed and explosiveness still to get to the rim. He's in his own head now. But RJ Barrett, again, the thing with him is he has to develop that mid-range game, man. Gotta develop that. The mid-range game was Tridash last year, Garbaggio, right? And like I said last year, a lot of times when RJ Barrett is attacking the mid, is a very tight plan A type of attacking to shoot the mid-range. It's not this natural creating off the dribble type of mid-range. It's like, all right, let me get off the screen, boom, shoot at the elbow, which is not a bad thing. It's all about you getting to your spots, but you have to fool these defenders, right? You go back, remember the Clippers game last year when they played us here at home? right? And RJ Barrett was just taking these. He was taking these shots where it's like he would drag out Zubac, but Zubac was kind of like playing drop back on him and just waiting for him to attack the basket. And RJ didn't take many mid-range shots. He took that one turnaround jump on Zubac. He missed it. But other than that, he really didn't use the mid-range on Zubac when he was playing drop back. Now you go back, say, to that the Pacers game where he mollywopped your man Miles Turner, and it was different. But Miles Turner was stupidly trying to play up on him, got beat laterally, and RJ Barrett took advantage of it, right? But smarter guys who are like, all right, I know what you want to do. You're either gonna shoot the three, you can shoot the three, or you can attack me to the basket. So I'm just gonna play drop back and force you to shoot the mid range. Once you move away from the 3-point line, I think RJ Barrett has to take that next step. I think he can do it. I think that another thing with him is that he's gonna benefit from Jalen Brunson's gravity. Right, the spacing should be a lot better to see with a guy like Jalen Brunson, where I don't have an alpha painter who we know he can't shoot, so I'm just gonna play back on him on everything he does, right? And he just had this congested middle because Randall his first year here when alpha paint Randall's first year here, Randall was still a guy who played in the post and it was around in the basket more so than he was the last 2 seasons. But Jalen Brunson's gravity. Having a guy who could, again, draw out double teams off the screens, a guy who could take his man one-on-one, who's a problem in isolation against some of these top guys. Not granted, again, he's doing it with Luka Doncic, but just having a guy like Jalen Brunson can create so many opportunities for RJ Barrett to have those cleaner catch-and-shoot opportunities. Right? I want to see RJ Barrett get back to that second year where in that second half, man, you felt comfortable RJ Barrett having the ball as a final... the final recipient, whatever, with the Knicks ball movement, right? That's what I want to see from. Again, too, I want to see RJ Barrett and Randall have that 2-man game. And now I'm freaking, this is wild, son. Is God telling me something? Why am I freaking leaking from my nose? Anyway, I'm even sick. Hold on. Oh, so much pain in my life. All right, back at it. My nose is like running. Anyway, where was I? RJ Barrett and Randall. RJ Barrett and mother effing Randall. There should be no excuse why those guys don't have a 2-man game. Now look, RJ Barrett's gonna grow and read and react like he did, especially in that second half. Around that second half last year. People say, "Oh, well, guys got hurt." Well, granted, opportunity's always gonna rise when guys get hurt. That's the name of the game. But if the opportunity comes, you take advantage of it. You don't look back. So I want to hear this stuff about, but if this guy didn't get, shut up. You know how many guys have got, Jimmy Butler can think his career, or the start of his career, to your man Derrick Rose getting hurt. And I don't mean that to say praise Derrick Rose for getting hurt. Just, bear with me. But his opportunity came once a guy got hurt, and he never looked back. That's the name of the game in a lot of sports. Sorry about this. I want to stay way back. RJ Barrett and Randall should have a 2-man game themselves. It makes absolutely no sense. And Jalen Brunson, a guy who could play very well off the ball. Very well off the ball. So there's no reason why Julius Randall and RJ don't have a 2-man game. Look, remember the slide I created? Well, I looked at a bunch of combos in the league where you have RJ and you have 2 20-point scores. Only combo here that didn't have 2 20-point scores was CP3 and Booker, because CP3 averaged like 16 points a game or something like that. But out of all these other teams, man, you saw guys. You saw. Look at these numbers, bro, and look who's the worst. Now, granted, worse than them, I believe, again, was AD and LeBron, right? In terms of 2 20-point scorers and the plus minus between those two, or with those two, and all the lineups that they were both in, right? But everybody else in the league, Harden and Embiid, have a 2-man game. Kyrie and Durant, even though your man Steve Nash sucks as a coach, doesn't know how to freaking create pin-down screens for freaking Kevin Durant to come from underneath, doesn't know how to create floppy plays for Kevin Durant to come free underneath and make it easier for him so he's not sitting up there trying to ice him, create off the dribble every time he freaking comes out on the court. Damn, Steve Nash sucks as a coach. No offense, bro. But there's still somewhat of a 2-man game between Kyrie and Kevin Durant. Giannis and Chris Middleton. Y'all already know their game. Giannis, big man, initiator. Chris Middleton, mid-range demon. Creates off of Giannis's gravity. Booking CP3, like what do I have to talk about that? Easily. Tatum and Brown, a combination that people are wondering, are those two, they gonna trade? Someone's gonna get traded? That your man, Brad Stevens, couldn't make work. Ume Udoka comes in. And for some reason, after the Knicks game, it worked. Got him all the way to the finals. Anthony Edwards and Cat. Cat with all the softness in the world, pause. Those two made it work. Had a nice little surprising one. What was it? Was it the play-in? Was it first round? Excuse me. No, they won the play-in and they lost in the first round. Excuse me. Sorry guys, I freaking post nasal. This is wild, bro. And Ingram McCollum got traded. The Pelicans were not supposed to be in that position last year, with your man Zion still out. And those two made it work. There's no way in effing hell two physical players in RJ and Randall should not be able to make a two-man game work. And I also put this on RJ too. Because if people, and look, I don't believe this to be true, but people say, oh, RJ started doing more read and react because he called for the ball from Tom to it doesn't work that way. No one tells a coach, especially if they're not a superstar, say, hey, give me the ball, man. I'm taking the ball. This guy. No, the coach creates those plays. He creates the atmosphere. He says, all right, we're gonna go through this play. We're gonna push through this play. We're gonna start running this more so. That's what he did for RJ Barrett. There's no reason why RJ Barrett and Randall should have a two-man. Like that also should be on Tom Thibodeau. 3 guys are responsible: Thibodeau, RJ, and Randall. Pick and roll should be a must. No more with Evan Fournier. He needs to go to the bench. Look, if Duncan Robinson go to the bench, he's making 19 minutes. So can Evan Fournier making, was it 17.5? Glorified catch and shoot player. No offense to Evan Fournier. Just absolutely, it makes absolutely no sense, man. Makes absolutely no sense. I put a lot of that on Tom Thibodeau. Irresponsible by Tom Thibodeau. A lot of that happened. That's your 2 best players. I don't care if they have an issue with each other. I don't care. Those two guys got to make it work. So let me get back to the RJ Barrett slide. Talk about the mid-range game. Talk about RJ Barrett and Randall having a 2-man game. And also playing with Grimes. I want RJ Barrett to play with Grimes. Look, we talk about Randall having defensive cover like he had with Bullock that first year with ball handling slashes. When it got to the rim, it was a lot easier because Bullock did such a good job of hounding ball handlers before they got to the rim. But I need to see Grimes start. And I know it could be Grimes or Cam. I like Cam as well too. But I'm making a video on this Cam over Grimes over Cam. Right? And I have my reasons why. But I need to see RJ get some defensive help in that too. Like Evan Fournier ain't it. RJ Barrett to help defense. Got to sit there, tag the defender, tag the ball. Like, nah, bro. Got to help out from the outside. Got to take on some of these teams' best wings and guards with no cover. Nah, I want to see RJ and Grimes out there. And I think that if you take a little bit more pressure of RJ, night out or possession to possession, he doesn't have to have the best wing or guard. Get some reprieve. I think you're going to see better defensive numbers throughout the whole season for RJ Barrett. And also may help him on the injury end, man. I'm getting a little bit scared of RJ Barrett with these joint injuries, man. Ankle here. Then you have the freaking knee injury last year. Nah, bro. Nah, that can't be the case where we have our young player diminishing before our eyes just because the rudders are weakening. It makes absolutely no sense. So RJ Barrett and Grimes should definitely provide. We should have one of the better defensive 2-3 combinations in the league. That's what I'm looking forward to. Tom Thibodeau's a good defensive coach. He made it be with an 11th in defense rating last year with Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker playing minutes. There's no reason why RJ Barrett and Grimes shouldn't make it so that we have one of the best guard wing defenders in the league. That's just me. Let me see what you guys are saying because I'm rambling on. So it's right in the chat, man. We got 36 people watching. I appreciate it. Again, all right, guys, I apologize. Everything was just going haywire today, man. So if you popped in before, now you back in. Let me see. Is this Wu-Tang from Twitter? Is this Wu-Tang from Twitter? Mike Johnson. Randall plays with motors and attacks defensive glass, gets up and down and be aggressive. Aggressive will be great. Well, he has to go back to that. Just Howard L. Smith, salute my guy. Since Randall was playing small ball 5, cover the bench New Orleans. That was his best role to me. Yeah, he was playing well. And his best so-called, I think some of his better point forward, I think some of his better natural, where he's not getting this absurd usage, where he's not, it's not that 2 years ago, Randall, was when AD went down and he was asked to operate off. And also, your man Drew Holiday went down as well too. Flip. I think you saw a better controlled Randall. I can't even breathe. Why is it when I choke now I get phlegm? This doesn't make any freaking sense. Sorry about this, guys. Everything's going haywire, man. Jerdy McCarver, salute. Trade Fournier Cam and a second-round pick for OG Anunoby. I like OG Anunoby. He gets hurt a lot. He gets hurt too much, though. We don't excel scoring the paint or fast break basketball. Tibbs needs to smart up and come with a better offensive plan. In my opinion, what's the plan if you don't have the talent? What's the plan if you don't have the talent? It's because Randall's a ball hog, says Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson, are you freaking Wu-Tang from Twitter? Suit to G. Robinson, he says that goes to show you the relationship. Yeah, something's up with that relationship, and they need to be grown ass men. And I watched Randall at UK just unless you want me to look at something particular, but I mean that was when he was younger. So he was younger. He went to the Lakers. I think it was the second or third year. He started to develop not develop it. He started taking more of those mid-range shots at the foul line. I watch Randall, bro. Not say I watch him intently like that. But I watch Randall enough to know he needs to go back to the basics. Put it like that. Let's get to the rest of this. So we talk about RJ. Talk about again the top NBA combos in the league. That might be a little bit outdated because I think this is an old slide. This might be a slightly out. So the numbers might be a little bit off. I think this was at the end of the season though. But Emmanuel Quickley, another guy, man. Total game for Emmanuel Quickley. I don't care if he's a combo guard. I don't care if he's a point guard. I really don't give a damn at this point. I want to see a total game by Quickley. Now, last year you saw his defensive prowess truly show its head. I love what he showed us, especially coming out of that Raptors game or since that Raptors game, hounding what's your man? Gary Trent Jr. on the perimeter. Didn't let him breathe in that second half or at least in that fourth quarter. Just a great. You started to see it, and then obviously throughout the season, you saw Quickley's impact on defensive end, and Quickley could be one of the better perimeter defenders in the league. I think he's taken to heart Tom Thibodeau's so-called teachings on defense, his intensity, his focus, not intensity, but I guess intensity, focus on defense. And there's no reason why the Knicks shouldn't have one of the better defensive backcourts, wing guard collections in the league. Should be no reason why we don't have that. Grimes, RJ Campbell showed you something defensively last year. IQ. I don't think Miles McBride's gonna get many minutes. But if someone goes down, there's that identity on defense we have, and Tom Thibodeau has made it his issue. So I think he wants to be one of the better pick and roll defensive teams in the league. Again, help defense. He wants to protect that paint. He wants to dare to shoot it from the outside, right? So this year, man, IQ, I'm looking for big things regarding his defensive abilities. Another thing too, man, with IQ, facilitating, playmaking. We saw last year we struggled, especially before. I'm gonna talk about the dichotomy. That's even the right word. I don't even know anymore. We're gonna talk about not dichotomy, the difference between the before and after that Nets game with IQ. But just talking about facilitating, man, decision making too, IQ. It's like Vegas gives no respect to IQ and his improvements from that second portion after, or the half or whatever, the set of games after. Excuse me, after the Nets loss, not the Nets blowout, but the Nets that big disappointing Nets game. So I got phlegm, so I apologize for stopping and starting. It's just I can't talk clearly as phlegm is freaking destroying my life right now. But with Quickley developing a left as well too, man. Quickley's left is I would say is non-existent, but is non-existent. And I talked about it on Twitter where literally in terms of isolation plays, man, he had what? He went I can't even see. Left side isos. No, I want him finishing on his right and his left. But it was when you look at his numbers, it's from the left it was poor. All right, yeah. Top isos. We started. All right, now I got rid of it. Sorry. It's ridiculous. Maybe it's my allergies acting up. Sorry about this. Top isos where driving left, He only had 4 attempts. Top ISO's driving, he only drove left 4 times. And he was 1 for 4 in those attempts. Versus driving to his right, where he fared a lot better, he was 10 for 26. And you see it. Go watch IQ. He does not really have a left like that. And even when he drives left, it's floaters. It's typically floaters. What the hell? Arthur Solomon attacked those. What is going on in the world? Anyway. And even out of those attempts, the ones from the left, dribble jumper, he was 0 for 2. To the basket, he's 1 for 2. So that means finishing with his left at the basket. He might finish with the right, but he drove left. Yeah. It's not good for IQ. Has developed that left. And you saw it even from his rookie year. Y'all remember the first Warriors game he had over there, where your man freaking Kevin Looney, coming off injury. He had a turnover against Kevin slow in the perimeter Looney. Couldn't get past him, lost him when he tried to drive on his left. So that's an underrated thing I want to talk about IQ. Also, too, playing on and off of Derrick Rose. Again, for as long as Derrick Rose is here, I think Derrick Rose, again, just his ability as a gravity player from the bench, 20, 25 minutes at night, to be able to draw defenses in, dribble, drive, kick out, set up players. Like, Derrick Rose should be a godsend again this year for guys off that bench. But Isaiah Hartenstein is another one, too, man. Playing to see, I can't wait. I can't wait to see how IQ and I can't wait to see how Isaiah Hartenstein plays in that second unit. And we're going to talk about it too, his baby Jakim Noah for Tom Thibodeau in some regards. I know people, he's not Jakim Noah. I'm just joking around, be somewhat hyperbolic. But IQ playing off the ball from Hartenstein, not having the ball in his hands to make some bad decisions. Again, trying to erase some of these bad habits forcefully by having players around him who could set him up better. I think Isaiah Hartenstein is going to do wonders for a guy like IQ. And then production before and after the Nets game. I'm sorry about this, guys. I gotta get tissue. This is freaking killing me. I don't know why. As I'm talking to you guys now, I got freaking phlegm coming out my nose. I apologize. Give me 2 seconds. I'm not even sick. I just have just mad phlegm killing me right now. I'm not even sick. Excuse me. Oh. Today's probably one of the worst produced streams, man. I'm just going through it right now, bro. This is wild, man. Anyway, where was I? All right, with the Nets, before and after that Nets game where we gave that 28-point lead, let me just give you again. I've talked about this before. Let me give you the stats remaining quickly. Something clicked remaining quickly after that Nets game. Before that loss, he was averaging 9.4 points a game, 36.8% from the field, 32.8% from 3. Did average 91.4% from the stripe, 2.3 rebounds, 3 assists. He was averaging 6.2 drives a game, 42.4% from the field, 48% pass percentage, 0.8 assists a game, 13.1% assist percentage, and also 6.4% turnover percentage. Pull-up jumpers, where you saw him taking some bad pull-up jumpers, 4.2 points on pull-up jumpers during that time span, 4.9 attempts a game, 34% from the field, which is terrible, 31.7% from 3, and 3 assists. But after that Nets game, bro, something clicked. Decision-making got better. The feel got better. I think the whole idea of when to choose to facilitate and look for your play and when to try to attack and pick your spots got a lot more defined for IQ. Stats after that Nets loss, from that Nets loss, because he actually had a good game that year. 16 points a game, 44.6% from the field, 39.3% from 3, 85% from the stripe, 5.3 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 4.8 plus minus, 10.3 drives a game, right? Attacking the basket, being aggressive, keeping the dribble up, looking for the open man off the dribble, 50.5% from the field, 45.9% pass percentage, 1.3 assists a game, 12.6 6% assist percentage, 5.3 turnovers, 5.3 turnover percentage, excuse me. Pull-up jumpers, he took more, 6.8 points per game over 6.5 attempts, 39.4% from the field, but 40.8% from 3, 4.1 3-pointers attempted. Again, IQ just got a lot better. Something clicked for IQ after that Nets game. Remember, before that Nets game, Tom Thibodeau had a shorter leash with IQ, taking him out when he was making these dumb shots. And IQ sometimes do, where he would just kind of put his head down after taking a bad three that was not within the rhythm of offense, just coming out, checking up shots, and Tom Thibodeau would take him out. So it's like I said, Pavlov's dog with IQ. And people say Tom Thibodeau has developed the young kids, blah blah. But something clicked after that Nets game. Tom Thibodeau seems to like IQ. Whenever people say Tom Thibodeau plays young kids, you can't say IQ because he plays a guy, gave him leeway, shorten the rope a little bit once he continued to do dumb stuff to start his sophomore season. But again, you start to see development from IQ. Now, I don't know if he's going to become a starter. Obviously, Jalen Brunson here, things are going to be tough, but that's why I say he should be that guard to lead the second unit, come off the bench. If he's getting 25, 30 minutes a night once Derrick Rose leaves or is traded, in my eyes, I think he's gonna he should be traded. That's IQ could definitely lead that second unit, and it should not be a smudge on his resume or in his mind to think that, man, I should be a starter. Okay, if you want to be a starter, maybe your second contract goes someplace else. If they don't elevate you as such, or Jalen Brunson continues to do well, we keep him or whatever. But for you to be able to lead that second unit, that should also be a badge of honor, right? That they trust you as that point guard to be the facilitator, set up the offense, set up your teammates. And the way Tom Thibodeau loves IQ, I see big things for IQ, man, but Vegas doesn't. That's why they gives it 39.5, which kind of sucks, but I think that he's definitely going to be a guy to look out for. So another issue or reason why I think that 39.5 wins next year is a little bit harsh. I think that if you start Grimes over Fournier in that starting lineup, you should have a lot more success. Like I said, look at these numbers. Again, Fournier, I'll give him his credit. He played a lot better defense than expected last year. A lot better than expected given his career. But he's not an overall plus defender. Let me put it like that. Probably put him at average, if anything. But he has slow lateral quickness. Lets a lot of slashes blow by him, pause. And that puts a lot of pressure on the help defense. And compared to what, like, say, Bullock did, Bullock basically he chewed out the food before he fed it to. This doesn't even sound right. Bullock was like a mama bird. He would chew up the food before he gave it to the babies to make it a lot more easier for them to digest. That happens in real life. I don't know why I know that, but and I'm pretty sure other people know. That's not even like a crazy fact, but a guy who can do that is Grimes. A guy who I expect to become a better defender and make it easier to help defense is a guy in Grimes. And again, if you look at this chart, there's just no reason why Grimes should be riding the bench when he's a better defender. He's just as capable as a 3-point shooter, catch and shoot player. I think he moves better off the ball. Even though Fournier moves good off the ball, or good enough, especially when you're running Spain pick and roll, running motion offenses. But he missed some gimmies. Remember he kept missing from the top of the key last year? Getting wide open shots and was missing straight at the top of the key. Was missing some gimmies last year from the top of the key. I don't know what it was. I think he shot 35% before that season. Let me see what he shot last year. Evan Fournier shot chart. No, from 2020. 2021, 2022. Yeah, what did he shoot last year? He shot 38.3%. League average is around 34.3. So he actually shot better. But it was at one point, I remember he was shooting like 35% from top of the key. I believe the year before he shot 35% from top of the key. So he obviously got a lot better. Why does Anthony Beck look like freaking Vinny Testaverde? Anyway, but to me, let me get Grimes, man. Let me get Grimes that starting unit can play off the ball. When we talk about development the two-man game between RJ Barrett, and Randall. I don't need them trying to force anything to Evan Fournier. Oh, geez, does Zach Wilson have a knee injury? Sorry about this, guy. I'm just watching the injury again. But again, as a catch and shoot player, look, a three-point shooter, Grimes is just as capable, 38.1% to 38.9%. Catch and shoot scoring, Grimes is better, slightly better, 43.5% to Evan Fournier's 40.5%. Obviously, Fournier took almost three times the amount of attempts. Off the screens, Grimes is a lot better. Just a lot more of a stronger play. Not great. He's not a good finisher at the basket. Fournier is a lot better, but Fournier is not as if Fournier finish at the basket is something. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's like he needs to come off a screen and whatever. Like whatever. But to me, Grimes just seems like just so much of a better option offensively as like a low usage type of play when you think about it. Like it's like he could be effective. He could be effective with probably the least amount of touches. But with all our so-called catch and shoot players on the team, I mean, he probably is. When you look at usage, he's probably the most productive based off of, or probably one of the more productive ones based off, like with the least amount of usage. If that makes sense. And that's probably a good thing. I'll probably try to look at that a little bit later on, but you can just put him out there. I don't need him to try to sit out there and create. I don't need him to try to have a two-man game with any player. Just put him out there, put him in a corner, put him in a wing, have him attack off screens or off the ball for screen. Simplified game for Grimes, man. And again, the defense too. Isolation defense a lot better than your man Evan Fournier. Look at that isolation defense, bro. 3 for 13. Obviously smaller sample size, but Grimes, I mean, until that knee injury, he was hounding defenders, diving for the ball, basically hounding on the sidelines, baseline, like, bro, absolute beast. Spot up shooting is really interesting. Fournier was a better spot up defender. I don't know how that is, but I still trust Grimes to be a better closeout defender than Evan Fournier. I don't know, maybe it's luck or something like that, but I have to give him credit. He is a better spot defender. But on the pick and roll, like I said, Tom Thibodeau wants to protect that middle. He wants to protect that paint. And pick and roll defense is extremely important for the Knicks. And Grimes, when we talk about Grimes, talk about Sims as a big who actually go out there and hound you, hedge, double aggressively. Like Tom Thibodeau, I think is making Mitch Robinson is a big who plays drop back. Randall plays drop back when he's calling the pick and roll as well too. But Tom Thibodeau's making this concerted effort to protect that paint and destroy any pick and roll activity that comes his way. And Grimes is that guy. I'm sorry. I know people may like Evan Fournier, Andy. Shout to Andy. I ain't trying to ish on Grimes, but ish on Fournier. It's just not that dude, man. It's not that dude. He can go to the bench. Like I said, Duncan Robinson's on the bench. They give him $19 million. Everybody knows what Fournier can do. We know it's not as if you don't play him. Oh my gosh, we don't know his ceiling. We know what his ceiling is. We're fine. We'll be able to trade him in a year or so. And that's fine. But Grimes needs to start. And a team, especially on a team where you have to see, like I said, you're trying to build a two-man chemistry between Jalen Brunson and Randall, RJ and Randall, even RJ and Jalen Brunson. See how they play. A lot of touches, right? So why not get the guy who can still operate with least amount with less touches and also give me legitimate defense without the help deeps, whatever. Give me the guy who give me some or even more of what Reggie Bullock did on defense, as well as the spacing from outside and a little bit more in between. So again, Vegas didn't give us any credit, but we don't even know what the starting lineups are. But again, this is one of the reasons why I think we're gonna do a lot better than not a lot better, but a few wins better than what Vegas had us at. Now let's get to Isaiah Hartenstein, my son. I say my son, but he's a player I like. I love the pickup. Let me see you guys say. PDP says Evans is like Jesus Shuttlesworth. When at Ray's age, now he's probably better than Evan. Evan is a Ray Allen type. I think we improve in the summer league. Says Aquarius Leviathan Prophecy. Salute my guy. Giancarlo Gonzalez the Valsu. He says 111 equals 1 6. Okay. Suits my guy King G. Sue, man. He says Mike Johnson. Are you Wu-Tang? He says Tibbs hates kids more than almost any coach. What? Stop. Bet Gmo's computer got flipped. It probably does, bro. Greg Castillo. Suits my guy Gregory Castillo. He says in Legion and Flem we trust, bro. I don't know what the hell just happened. They said they called Gmo the Flem God. I got post-nasal drip, but it wasn't even acting up today, man. I don't know what the hell is happening, bro. Add some strength and the left, dangerous. G. Robinson. Yes. Oh, just I agree. I've been saying this on Twitter. IQ needs to add some strength to his frame. I agree 1,000,000,000%. I agree 1,000,000,000%. When you see his teammate Maxey driving to the basket, he has that. He kind of pause, but he kind of bring the defender with. I was gonna say right, this time. He kind of bring the defender with. He could drive to the basket with some contact. Thank you, Justin. That's an excellent point. I said this on Twitter recently. Presidential Slu says RJ plays better offensively, defensively after 2 camps should start the 3. Yeah, don't disagree. You saw how good Brunson looked with Obi. CA affiliate wouldn't be cool if Randall and RJ just want to see how far they could push each other. East Blue Drew, salute. MH, a lot of unsigned players with the Lakers. Gene Cherio. Yes, they did win. Yes, they did. We win in 45-50 game. Ooh, I don't know about that. Isaiah's son. Yeah, he's my adopted son. Because I want to say it act like I called him out. Hadouken was big on Isaiah Hartenstein. I liked him, but I was never like, oh, yeah, we should get him. But I like this game. Excuse me. When I watched the Clippers, I really like this game, overall game. People say he spaced the floor, but I just like this pass and attacking the basket, his rebounding, his hustle. I said Gino excels in the pick and roll, Flynn and roll. Wow. That was whack as hell. Yo, C-Mac, that was terrible. Did you just say Flynn and roll? 95th percentile? You should be ashamed of yourself. That was, screw you, bro. Yo, C-Mac. I'm happy I see C-Mac again, man. I apologize for not being able to have these shows, man. I miss you guys, man. You guys are stupid, man. But again, let's get to Isaiah Hartenstein. Again, we talk about Isaiah Hartenstein. I've showed you all the stats, but Isaiah Hartenstein, again, what I talked about before, that pinch post. If Isaiah Hartenstein is not a Tom Thibodeau pickup, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. We have not had a big, actually had Taj Gibson. But Taj Gibson is a guy, typically, handoffs. He would make the passes to cutting plays at times and stuff. But in terms of setting up the offense, finding backdoor cuts, screens, and screening, like, bro, oh my gosh, man. Isaiah Hartenstein is going to be sex in that second unit. Let me say it again. Isaiah Hartenstein is going to be sex in that second unit. Absolute sex in that second unit. I cannot freaking wait to see how he plays with those second guys. Again, there are a lot of things. There's so many things to like about his game. And I know people say he's a per 36 king, and I don't count per 36 stats. I'm not big on that and on using that as a indicator. But if you want to, go ahead. But again, there's certain things we talk about his stats before. But if you just watch again, I had the whole pinch post action. I had like 10 plays, just beautiful pinch post action by your man. There's so many things you're gonna be running. You're gonna be running horns. Oh, you're gonna be running pinch. What do you call these pinch post slips? Where off the ball you have Isaiah Hartenstein could be at the pinch. Then you have basically remember what LeBron James. Remember what the Cavaliers used to do when LeBron James went to his the second time he went back to when he went back to Cleveland, and they have LeBron at the pinch, and you have that 2-man action in the corner, and it'd be like a guy setting a screen for the guy in the corner. He comes up the screen and cuts to the basket. You could be running so many things with Isaiah Hartenstein off the just period. And I think with Tom Thibodeau, he want again. What did I say last year? Before we got Isaiah Hartenstein, what did I say last year? He likes his bigs to be high IQ players. I said this before Isaiah Hartenstein. He wants his bigs to be high IQ, highly capable guys who could do a lot of passing, facilitating, setting up the offense. That's why he likes Taj Gibson. And again, Taj Gibson is old. It's not as if he's doing it on this crazy high level. But there's a reason why he cherishes having a guy like Taj Gibson, right? Sutu Sherry says, Isaiah Hartenstein in 5 different teams in 5 years. Why is it the case? Knicks fans have the next Obi. Knicks fans have the next Obi. No. And also there's a reason why, like, the team, go read fans from other teams and see how much they liked him. All these fans are like, yo, why do we get rid of Isaiah Hartenstein? Cleveland fans. Rockets fans also like them. Clippers fans like them. Yes, he's been with 5 teams in 5 years. Doesn't mean he can be a highly impactful player for what he's asked to do. So I don't know. He ain't no damn Obi Toppin. But just some stats for guys. I just want to go through these. Third most passes. I did a little screening on NBA.com for all bigs, right? With less than or equal to 20 minutes, because I can't compare him to Jokic's and stuff. For some of his overall stats. So third most passes at 23.5. Second most assists at 2.4. Second most potential assists, right? So he's just passing, making some type of action, whether it be an assist, whether it be that guy getting fouled, some type of action. So that means that these teams, or last year, they trusted him to have the ball and initiate offense on the Clippers, right? You had Terrence Mann, Reggie Jackson, Batum playing some heavy minutes. Obviously with Kawhi being hurt, and Paul George missed some games as well too. 18.5 assist rate, which ranked in the 92nd percentile amongst all bigs. So it was outside that 20-minute filter. 11.2% adjusted assist to pass ratio, 6th amongst all centers. Right? Like, bro, we talking about a smart, clean passer, bro. For the most part, I'm gonna say he has some gassy turnovers, but he's a guy that's trying to create action. And we talk about, oh, Tom Thibodeau don't have guys maybe moving off the ball. No, Tom Thibodeau had guys moving off the ball. Just guys, he didn't have guys to make the necessary pass at times or guys to make the right screen. Yeah, Mitch Robinson. Like, Mitch Robinson is one of the worst screens I've seen in a Knicks uniform in years. Right? And then on a defense, too, you have a guy. Let me say something. When we talk about identity on this team, what is Tom Thibodeau going to do? Give me one thing that Tom Thibodeau's done relatively well these past 2 years. I'll wait. Give me the one thing that Tom Thibodeau's done well on both sides of the ball. That talks about it. Because people say Tom Thibodeau's not creating identity. Tom Thibodeau was the culture, blah, blah. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds to tell me the thing that Tom Thibodeau's done very well these past 2 years. That they've drafted for this. They've instilled this in their bigs to do this. I'll wait. All right. And that's control the boards. Tom Thibodeau loves his rim protection, and he loves his offensive rebounding. Now, granted, Isaiah Hartenstein's not the best defensive rebounders in the league, or one of the better ones. He definitely use some work in that regard. But in terms of protecting that rim, in terms of making sure to control the boards, like, how do people give credit? Because I did. I gave credit to him. Bickerstaff with Cleveland Cavaliers. How you give credit to him when he drafted Mobley, they signed Jared Allen, but we don't give Tom Thibodeau his credit for controlling the boards on both ends. We were, what, 4th in offensive rebounding last year, I believe, and 11th in defensive rebounding last year. And Tom Thibodeau gets no credit for that. None. It's amazing how Tom Thibodeau never gets credit for. So let me shut up. Because people say, oh, you're overdoing it for Tom Thibodeau. I'm not. I just want to give credit where credit's due. He has his flaws. He can be trash at times, but I think that we kill him. We see Tom is average ISO. Dude likes 3 plays on the roster and roast everybody. That ain't a real fan. Oh, he's probably talking about sharing tip screams. ISO every night. Damn, I need more time. I didn't understand the question. Oh, the question, Sanga Waldron, salute, was what's an identity that Tom Thibodeau's created on both sides of the ball with his team these past 2 years? Again, we were one of the better rim protectors 2 years ago. I'm not sure. What do we have last year in terms of rim protection? Let me see. Teams. I think we were still top. Were we 11th? And rim protected the rim? Hold up. We the boys. Hey man, that doesn't sound. I'm singing that Wiz Khalifa, so that doesn't sound right. I don't know why my computer's taking 20 years to load up. The Knicks were at the rim in terms of defense. We were 5th in terms of rim protection. I believe we were 1st the year before that. Tom Thibodeau wants to protect the rim, so you look at a guy like Isaiah Hartenstein, one of the better blockers in the league, given his possessions in the league, 3.1 blocks per 100 possessions, 9th in the NBA. Opponents shot 47.5% of the rim against him, which is lowest in the league. First in rim defense the rim versus what was expected to score against him. 15.0% less than expected was scored against him. And 1.3 defensive miles per 75 minutes. He's running the floor constantly. I'm just saying, man, Tom Thibodeau, when he gets some of these players, bro, the Knicks, he's also, they make mistakes. But I think with Isaiah Hartenstein, you're going to be pleasantly surprised. And don't be surprised, man. God forbid, knock on wood, I don't want this to happen. But if your man gets hurt, Mitchell Robinson, and say it's not a totally serious injury, but he's out for 10, 15 games, don't be surprised if your man Isaiah Hartenstein is starting roster. Don't be surprised if you look at the starting roster. I'm saying, man, Coke price went up 50 grand a week, so to 50 cents. I don't know why I said that. I'm just saying because he's also a guy that helps spread the floor. Even though he's not really a great 3-point shooter. Don't look at the percentage, look at the attempts. He's not a 3-point shooter like that, but he can do that. You can space the floor. You can play some 5-out basketball with a guy like Isaiah Hartenstein in that starting lineup. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's gonna do it because he does have foul trouble. Fouling issues. That's probably his biggest flaw. Is his propensity to foul. Just saying. Don't be surprised, bro. Let me get to the other factors. But Isaiah Hartenstein, again, Vegas didn't give us any credit for that. But I think Isaiah Hartenstein should definitely get us past more than 42 wins next year. Especially from that bench. Him and Obi. Obi running the baseline. Isaiah Hartenstein from the pinch. Like, yo, son. Like, yo, man. I'm going to do a video on this too. The Knicks should have the best bench, or one of the best benches in the league. There's no reason why the Knicks shouldn't have that. And I'm going to break this down. I have notes on videos I want to do. I just had to get the time. But have some time now. Let me shut up. In Jesus' name, we're going to do that. But, so we talk about Isaiah Hartenstein. I talk about Quentin Grimes and Fournier. Derrick Rose returning to that bench again. I think he should be here for a limited time. I think you should start looking to trade him. Potts trying to get a first from him, even if it's protected. You know, we love our protected first. But a guy like Derrick Rose, again, gravity player from the bench. For as healthy as long as he can stay healthy. That sounds right. A guy who did great things for him. Again, he was probably our second most important player 2 years ago, next to Julius Randall. And again, one of the reasons why we should have one of the best benches in the league. And also, too, Cam Reddish. A full year of contribution from Cam Reddish. And again, coming from the bench, but Cam Reddish easily could get 25 minutes a night. Attacking the basket like he kind of did with the Hawks in that playoff series. Right, have the kind of free reign to slash and attack to the basket, but also working into Tom Thibodeau's offense. Because last year, he had issues last year in terms of when he first got here, he was taking some bad shots, some shots outside the rhythm of the offense. I think, again, him having a coach who actually believes in him, actually gives him a framework to work in regarding the offense should definitely do wonders for him. He had Lloyd Pierce, who's a terrible coach. He had Coach K, who I think did a terrible job with that RJ Barrett, Zion, Cam Reddish group in terms of creating an offense that wasn't just basically geared around RJ Barrett and Zion Williamson. And Cam Reddish, unfortunately, he was a casualty. Was made to just be this so-called outside shooter, this like catch and shoot player. And that wasn't his game. It's not his game. And another thing too, defensively, the guy bought in defensively, bro. Cam Reddish on defense should do wonders from that 1 to 4. Think about this. We have a guy who switched from 1 to 4 on defense in Cam Reddish. And he played some good defensive minutes last year. I know people say he played late, whatever, but he played some very. And it's a guy that got the moniker or the label of being a guy who was, I would say, kind of half-ass. Oh, he's inconsistent. The energy's not there. Blah blah blah. The guy who came on seemed to play on the time table for a coach that everybody says he hates the kids. That the kids don't like playing for him. Seemed to get Cam Reddish to play defense on a high level. Imagine that for the whole year. Imagine 25 minutes a night, maybe 30 for Cam off the bench. I'm just saying, man. I get it. Look, Vegas has their machinations. They have their reasons for what they do. Who am I to fight it? Vegas, the house never loses. Or always wins, let me say. But I just think that the 39.5 wins for next year is a little harsh. And just to get back to that list, teams like the Portland Trail Blazers with Dame and your man, Shaedon Sharpe, who just had a freaking shoulder injury. They got Jeremy Grant. That team is better than us. Is it? Especially, the West is getting a little bit weaker, but that team is better than us. Charlotte Hornets, for all the noise that they've had, they lost Miles Bridges. Now, they have the offensive firepower. I've seen the Hornets lose some. They lost some gimme games. Remember that game they lost to the Pistons? I think, was it overtime? Your man K came in. I think he struggled because I think I bet on that game too. I think he struggled like in the first few quarters. It got hot in the fourth quarter. The Hornets don't scare me as this overall team. They have the offensive firepower, but they're very. I ain't scared of them. The Bulls, they don't got no bench. And with Lonzo, I don't know how long he's out, but he don't really scare me. Now, granted, I think your man DeMar had a great season last year, but they got 43 wins and we got 39.5. With our struggles, you know what I'm saying? I think Cleveland's gonna be good. I think 42.5 wins for Cleveland is solid. I think Cleveland's gonna be a solid team this year. Toronto Raptors at 44.5. Atlanta Hawks 45.5. That's gonna be a fun matchup. I can't wait to see us play the Hawks. Now I was gonna do the Eastern Conference thing. I'm probably gonna do that on Sunday now because all the freaking what's the names with my camera and the sound, it just took too much. You guys are tired, so I apologize for that. But salute to everybody in the chat, man. Look, we only had 36 people, but you guys hit them likes. I appreciate it. Again, I have not been here for a while, so I understand it. I'm not even mad at that. I love talking to you guys, man. Definitely I'm gonna try to come back here on Sunday. We can talk about the Eastern Conference, how that should shape out in terms of who the best backcourts in the league. That should be fun because I want to talk some trash to some other teams. Again, guys, please follow me on Twitter at Legion of Knicks on Twitter. Have some great posts and conversations on Twitter, some polls. Had a really good spaces the other night. We talked about Tom Thibodeau. We talked about the pro-am game and how it was stupid for people to boo and get mad at Randall, for him playing a free game, and fans would complain that we didn't win, and like, who cares? But again, follow me on Twitter so you get. If I can't do something here, I'll do something on the spaces. Follow me on Discord. Again, I'm gonna put a lot more stuff in Discord. I apologize. I've just been so busy, and Discord is so freaking annoying when you're not using it because of that bang. But I do have to do a lot more on Discord. I'm gonna put a lot more draft stuff on Discord. I've been watching these players again. AJ Johnson. It's years from now, but that's a guy that I like. That's my young son, and I already put out my top 5 list in terms of my early son so far. Obviously, Wembanyama, Scoot, Derek Whitehead, Nick Smith, and then who did I put? Who was the last? Oh, Amir Thompson. The Twins. So look, guys, I appreciate you guys being here. I apologize for the freaking. They said I can't even join Discord. It bums me out. Why can't you join Discord? I apologize for all the freaking the sound and the cameras. I apologize. I'll take that. I'll take that one. But guys, I appreciate you guys being here. Peace through. God bless. I definitely check you out. We're gonna do a show on Sunday. Because I want to talk about the Eastern Conference in the backcourts. But until then, guys, peace through. God bless. We out. Bless up. Oh, sorry. I said bless up. Hold up. Hit that rock.